This is Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eye and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And I said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, And I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goes forth over the face of the whole race. For everyone that steals shall be cut off on his this side according to it, and everyone that swears shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Praise be to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Lakakatash, the Bohana, to the Elden Apostle of the Mission, who do well, peace, blessings, salvation, peace, blessings, salvation to Zach, and pushes this truth to the four winds of heaven. So, here in Zechariah 5:1, it's talking about a chariot like a flying lord. You know, chariot take many shapes and forms. Right? It can be like a flying lord. It can be round. It can be triangular. It depends, man. They cloak, they shape shift, they levitate. You can look at my other video about the military formation here, so you can learn a lot of things from them, man. So they levitate. They can do anything, man. So Esau is confounded, man, because the knowledge of Esau is limited. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua limited the knowledge of Esau, man. He can't comprehend the glory of the chariot, man. So this lesser Edomite of Alatin news, they are just saying it can be a kind of phenomenon we don't know yet, man. It can be a sci-fi movie. So they are just trying to speculate, but they can't come to a conclusion because those who reported this incident are high pilot, man, trusted, veteran. They got many stripes, man. And that pilot said, but that the chariot rotate like a whirlwind. I will do a lesson about that. A wheel within a wheel, how it rotates, man. Like a whirlwind, man. I do a lesson. That lesson will be beautiful, man. The lesson about chariot. I love them lessons, man. I love them lessons about what you see. I love them lessons about the chariot, man, and the military formation. I'll be doing many videos about that, man. So here I am going to talk about these strange sights, man. Some people break Zechariah 5:1. They talk about the missile, man. The missile, they look like a flag. Look, man. A missile does not look like a flying roll, man. you're just stupid. That is a propeller of the missile, the tail of the missile, man. When the missile is going up, when it reaches the atmosphere, that propeller just burning. It's just carry fuel, man. And the clamjet engine. The head of the missile enters the atmosphere. We call it re-entry. The head of the missile enters the atmosphere. We call it re-entry. Then that head of the missile, when it come out of the atmosphere to a place where it is directed, the nuclear missiles, we call it they split, let's say, into 7 heads, and that cover which covered those 7 missiles, it fall. So when you're thinking about the missile look like a flying roll, have you ever seen a missile in the atmosphere like a flying roll? You're just stupid. That's a launching pad, man, and it contains a propeller and a fuel, man. We call it a clamjet engine. If you don't know anything, don't talk, don't teach. Don't break this script is the color 4:1, like this is talk about the missile. You deny the scripture which talk about the missile, Revelation 6 and Joel 2. You deny them, they are not talking about the missile, and you come here the color 5 and so talking, you just bug out, man. So let's continue. So this lesser Edomite, they can't comprehend the glory of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They are trying to figure it out. What is it? It can be strange phenomena. They can't be extraterrestrial. They are terrestrial. This is, look, man, Esau, you are finished, man. So let's go to the strange sight in the perplexity. I'm gonna find a video. So this is This is Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be sign in the sun, and in the moon, and the star, and upon the earth distress of nation, which perplex the sea and the wave roaring. My point is, shall be signs in the sun. When talking about the firmament and the moon, signs like those what we call blood moon, solar eclipse, and the perplexing. I was perplexing the sea and the wave lowering. So Esau is in a perplexed state. Let's go on the chariot. Esau calls them unidentified flying object, but he calls them identified flying object because we know them. Our ancestors knew them, and this is our history. When we talk about King David, he used to fight against many peoples, thousands of people. So if it reaches a point where King David is overwhelmed, the chariot just came there and beam King David and relocate him. If you didn't knew, if you have ears to hear, the chariot used to beam King David and relocate him from one place to another, This is Psalm 68 and 17. The chariot of God, Yahweh, 20,000, even thousands of angels, the Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. So Sinai simply means monument or defense. This is Psalm 104 and 3. Who lays the beam of his chamber in the water, who makes the cloud his chariot, who walks upon the wings of the winds, So this is lesser Edomite. They can't comprehend the glory of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, This is Luke 21 and 11. And the great earthquake shall be in diverse places, famine and pestilence, and a fearful sight, Edom is afraid of them chariot. The great sign shall there be from heaven. It's talking about the chariot, As the Lord told us to not be dismayed, about this fearful sight. Let me look. So let me grab this one scripture. This is Isaiah 41 and 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee. I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. So the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is telling you, fear not, So these Edomites are afraid, of this chariot. Let's listen to them.
Okay, now this is a story that for some may be a little hard to believe. Hear me out. U.S. Navy pilots are spotting UFOs flying across the sky at hypersonic speeds. This is the United States Navy reporting this. And it's a story first reported by the New York Times. It has sparked a lot of interest and attention, so I had to get asked my questions. Of course, I bring in our top RT correspondent, John Huddy, who joins us live now with more on this seemingly out-of-the-world story. Okay, John, are there little green men Martians walking the Earth right now?
Oh, I hope not.
Okay, let me make it just to be a little bit...
I hope not.
Well, I hope so too, but let me make it a little bit more professional. Is this really fact or is this science fiction?
Well, it's a fact that U.S. Navy pilots reported seeing strange objects almost daily between 2014 and 2015 off the east coast of the United States, in particular off the coast of Virginia and here in Florida. They say these objects were at both high altitude levels, such as 30,000 feet, and sea level. And by the way, UFO can be anything that can't readily be or be explained. Something that is seen, but there's no explanation or there's nothing to describe that. But going back to this story, in one incident, an F-18 Super Hornet pilot said that he almost slammed into one of the objects, which he described as almost kind of sphere-like. And in that case, an official report was filed. And one of the pilots, Lieutenant Ryan Graves, who spoke to the Times about it, said the object he encountered was flying at, he said, hypersonic speed. So that's in excess of 3,800 miles per hour. He said it had no visible engine or exhaust plumes, and that it was doing impossible maneuvers such as sudden stops and instantaneous turns, things that really modern aircraft, even our top fighter planes and fighter jets are really unable to do, along with, he says, staying airborne for anywhere from 12 to 13 hours. Our stealth jets, as incredibly advanced as they are, still have to refuel. So this is pretty incredible. And
I did a whole lesson about maneuverability and the military formation the chariot flies. I will do another lesson about the wheel within wheels. How can compare tornado with a chariot, man?
Lieutenant Graves reportedly said he thought that maybe at first they could be, commercial drones or something of that nature, but, really at this point it remains unclear. And the pilots, while excited in one of the videos from the Navy that was released, did not say the objects were extraterrestrial, but neither Lieutenant Graves nor the three other pilots, apparently interviewed by the Times, wanted to speculate about exactly what they saw, Scotty.
Well, of course no one wants to speculate about what they saw if they're a U.S. Navy man. That being said, are there any reasonable explanations for this other than those little green men just toying with U.S. Navy fighter jets?
Well, yeah, and scientists, look, this isn't the first time that pilots, whether it be commercial pilots or naval pilots, have said they've seen unidentified objects, flying objects, UFOs, in the sky. But scientists have often said that it could be something related to, the weather, such as like atmospheric effects, reflections, some kind of weather phenomenon, possibly bugs.
You see, these Edomites, they're trying to be slick. It's like weather phenomena or what. Fuck you, Edomite, man.
Flight input code of these jets or display systems, basically something, earthly rather than extraterrestrial. But again, in this case, these are U.S. Navy pilots making these reports that are being investigated by the Pentagon and certainly has got the attention of the DoD, Department of Defense. They're not coming from, some yahoo in his backyard saying that there's a flying saucer spinning overhead and that they're about to be abducted by aliens. So it's definitely something that has people's attention and is certainly, if anything, intriguing, Scotty.
It's very intriguing. And like you point out, this is coming from the United States Navy, so this isn't a joke. They're actually trying to identify it. And we don't know the drones, people there on the beach that have created their own sort of flying mechanisms. That being said, I know I brought in the right guy to find us some answers. Thank you so much for joining us, John.
You're welcome.
Hey, YouTube. Thanks for checking out our...
Nani? Ni mnadisikia kwa sababu namba yake.
Unaye boda siku ya pokea. Chiki tena analeta.
So I hope the lesson was edifying. Until next time, shalom.